Well, good afternoon. We're here again with I Love Ottawa Restaurant, and we got a special guest here with us today called Ru. She's just, launched over the past couple of years in Evolution, a new place in the West End called A Dashing Pinch. And she's going to tell us all about it. It's a kind of a social enterprise at the same time as a community in itself. So, welcome, Ru. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi,
And
thank
you
you for
can
having me.
tell us all about what you have going on and how it came to be.
So, A Dashing Pinch was born out of passion and a need. My son has a severe disability, and looking ahead at what his future was going to look like and what the options available were, my husband and I decided we had to do a little better for him and for our family. So, using his passion for cooking and being in the kitchen and being involved in all things food, we launched the business as a very small scale cooking, catering, school lunches kind of thing. And it has slowly evolved to the point now where we're at the JCC at Carling and Broadview. And it's a cafe where right now, due to COVID restrictions, it's for takeout, curbside only. But it is a full-on cafe that will one day be a place for him to work and a place for him to be where he's accepted, valued, and appreciated, and where he sees acceptance and feels valued and feels appreciated.
So he's the cook. Like he's the one that it wasn't your husband. He's the one who was good in the kitchen, and that's what birthed this project.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so far to say he's good in the kitchen. He's
Or
very
he loves it,
creative in the kitchen and he loves it. Yeah, he has a real passion for cooking and baking and all that.
right? And your boy's 13, you said?
Yes.
Yes. So very cool. And so he must during this period of time when everybody's kind of locked at home, it's given him the opportunity really to grow into it as you open up at the same time.
Yeah, I'm able to actually bring him in when it's nice and quiet, which is great for him sensory wise to get used to the space and used to the staff, and for the staff to get to know him really well. And it's quiet, so he can be there and be himself. And it is a bonus. We have to
So,
find the rainbows.
so tell us, what kind of food are you serving, and what like why would people want to come over?
So right now our menu is trying to make it as diverse as we can, in a sense that we have a build a bowl on the menu, which is so dependent on what your likes are. And so, often when we'd have, things on the menu, people would write like, oh, can I have this instead of that? And the modifications. So this allows people to build their own menu, their own lunch, essentially, without having to change things. So we have the base, so you can pick like a lettuce and then it's gluten-free. You can pick a bulgur, you can pick a sushi rice, a pasta, French fries. So you can build everything from a salad to a poke bowl to a poutine.
Oh, so
Um,
you have a pretty big kitchen to be able to do all of that in.
no, it's actually a very basic concept where you pick your base. So you pick
Hmm.
from like your 4 or 5 bases, and then you pick your protein from the selection of proteins, and then you pick your vegetables, and then your dressings, and then your crunchies to go on top.
Okay.
So you kind of, it's a little different, but it allows for like people with different diets and things to find something that works for them. In addition to that, we have pizza menu and we have pastries and coffees and desserts.
Nice. And so you said that this was a family decision to do this sort of long term planning for adulthood with children, and but word went out, and there seems to be a number of families that also want to take part because you're allowing a certain amount of flexibility with scheduling and that. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about that? And that's sort of what is creating a
Yeah.
village.
Yeah. So it started with actually a conversation with a dear friend in the playground. Our two children with exceptionalities were playing in the sandbox. And both of us were talking about going back to work and how it's so impossible because, as a mom of a child with exceptionalities, as soon as you get in a schedule and a routine, something happens. It happens to us all, like all the time. And to find a job that will allow that is just non-existent. So it got me thinking. And so when I opened, it was with her as my sidekick, and with the understanding that this is okay, and it's okay to take time off to be a mom to your child, and it's okay to have things that come up suddenly that you had no control of, without guilt and without, the fear that you're going to lose your job because you've called in X number of times this week or this month or whatever it is. And it's okay. And it's accepted.
So how many people are part of your village at this point?
I'm going to say like 5 or 6.
5 or 6, cool.
Yeah. 5 or 6. Always, have an ear to the ground, looking for more. But yeah, it's good. We all support each other and have this, really core, really strong understanding of what can be done.
So tell us about where this name came from.
A dashing pinch. It started as a food blog because I never knew what to make for dinner. So I would just blog my own dinner. So when I didn't know what to do, I could go back on my own blog. And it ended up creating a following, and it wasn't intended for other people. It was intended for me as a way to journal. And so the name kind of stuck because when I cook at home, I don't measure anything. I take a dash of this and a pinch of that. And if I give someone a recipe, it's with the intent of them succeeding, but I really don't measure anything at home. I just pour things in a pot, and I'm a cook by feel, so to speak. So that's kind of where it came from.
Right. So I was reading your place is kosher, fully kosher.
Yes, to the strictest standards.
Which is, I don't know, is there any other place in the city that offers that?
As a cafe, no. We're the only kosher cafe in Ottawa. There is other kosher establishments. I think 2 others. But we are the only place that's set up to be a sit-down place.
And you're fully, is it plant-based, 100% plant-based?
No, but we have a lot of plant-based items on our menu. We are vegetarian. So part of kosher is we don't mix milk and meat together. So the cafe is all dairy, which means there's no meat at all in the cafe, just cheese and fish. But we have, for our pizzas, we have a gluten-free option, we have dairy-free option, and then we have regular cheese option. So in the hopes, again, of accommodating as many people as possible.
And you're primarily serving lunches. Is it like a lunch cafe, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And your hours, what would your hours be that if people wanted to come and try you out?
We say the food itself is ready for about 10:30. As soon as it's ready, we open it up. Coffee's as early as 8:30. And we close, our last call is 3:30. We close at 4. During this lockdown, we hope to have extended hours once things lift a little bit.
Right. And you were also saying you have a catering kitchen, or catering services for people who want to do, I guess, family events or other kinds of things with this the lockdown again.
Yeah. So right now the catering's pretty quiet, which is okay. It allows us to focus on the cafe. But during the summer it was a little busier, and during the fall as well. And yeah, we cater. When we cater, we do meat if the client wants. We have a separate kitchen for that.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be kosher dining.
It's kosher, but it's separate.
Right. Okay. So
dairy and we have meat.
So if people want to find out about all the things that are changing, they would go to your website or your Facebook page. What's the best place for them to follow?
Yeah, I think social media is where I post things, and they're easier to follow. And then they change on the website, obviously, to keep up with the social media. But the social media, Facebook and Instagram, are the 2 most frequently updated places.
And because it seemed to me that what I was seeing was a lot of changes all the time. When you're giving like the print side of your food instead of the visuals, but and now right now you're only serving takeout, so people they order through your website. Is that how it works?
Yeah, or they can call in the order too. We post the phone number. and we can just take their order and they can pay at the door. Either is fine. Or I Deliver Canada app. We are on the delivery app.
Okay. So is there anything else you think that's really important for people to know about what you have on the go?
I think that's the summary. It's like a really concise summary. Yeah, I mean, a bunch of really busy parents of children with exceptionalities, or, come support us. We're here to, build this community and be inclusive and make everybody feel welcome and part,
And eat good food.
And eat really good food with a lot of heart and soul.
Right on. So have a good rest of the day. Thanks so much for sharing this information about this new place. It's on Broadview. Is that what you said? Broadview
and Carling, yeah, in the
Broadview
Jewish
and Carling.
Community Center.
And it's at dashingprince.ca. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.